Hi, I'm Tim Daniel from AVL. I am the segment lead for ADAS in North America. I'm here with Andrea Conti, our VP of ADAS globally, and had a chance to discuss with him. I'm glad to have you here, Andrea.
I'm very happy to be here and part of this interview.
Excellent. So I had a question for you. Since you have a good view of ADAS globally, what do you think the largest challenges for ADAS customers or suppliers, OEMs globally, and how do you think AVL can help them?
Very good question, Tim. Indeed, we do have, first of all, the position in AVL that we are already a global and interacting company. This means that also the interaction we have with our clients is allowing us to support them on a global pattern. But there are some few challenges that we are mastering, we have to master. First of all is the communication of departments between the different locations can be a big challenge, especially now when Corona passed, and we have seen that the interaction among the people can be a challenge or difficult. But on the other side, of course, is also when we are thinking about the ADAS and ID domain and the development of projects and technologies, I think it is very important to understand also the challenges that our clients are having to bring a product on the road, which has to hit, of course, the safety and security standards. And I think that putting these in the perspective of a global market in where we have to move, I think it's very important that the legal boundaries are going to be set. And for this, because you are asking me about how AVL can support, is also the fact that interacting with the homologation authorities is giving us also the possibility not only to consult our clients, but also to bring them until the end of their value chain in the homologation patterns and bring, of course, those very challenging features on the road. And this, of course, is also kind of a situation that you have to master when you're going with vehicles on roads, on public roads, on proving grounds, and test all those features. And I think that we as AVL, we are well settled, well prepared for the level 3 and level 4 now hitting ahead. And it's also very pleasure. It's a very nice pleasure to be part of this team and see how the interactions are running between an Asian team, an American team, and a European team, and also me, of course, interacting as a global responsible in this functionality, and see also the difference and the different way of how people are approaching a level 3, a level 4 development. Great scenarios.
So I know at AVL we can support our customers anywhere from the beginning of a project where you have system definition of requirements all the way through testing on the road or on the test track. We have partnerships for test tracks. How do you see the GSR regulations in Europe that are coming affecting ADAS globally and the ability to validate ADAS systems to go on the public roads?
Yes, this is one of the major driver of our clients. In fact, of course, to bring a product on the road, the function, the features on the road, the regulation pattern which has been released in the second loop now on the 6th of July, they are giving a certain boundaries in where, of course, the OEMs and also the Tier 1 have to move and could move now. And this was a huge step ahead, because compared to the first release where only some few features have been integrated, now with the second release, it was really a step ahead also towards the safety on public roads. And for us, of course, it was also a chance to leverage our internal communication that we are having with our legal department in terms of screening the legal requirements and matching our test plans, so the DVPs that we are normally setting up for our clients, and match those with the boundaries of the GSR2. So for this, of course, it is a market, and it is also an activity that is not only relevant in Europe, but now, of course, in Asia and in USA as well.
Yeah, I know I've had a chance to drive several production vehicles on the road and test out their ADAS systems, and every time I get into a rental car or anybody's car, I enable the features, see how they work, compare it to other cars that I've driven. And I'd have to say that the standard ADAS features that we all use, like lane centering, lane keep, ACC, are not equal on all the cars. So I see the GSR as a great step forward to standardize and come up with at least a minimum standard of performance for these features. features, and I think that'll have a lot of value globally.
Definitely, and this is also a matter of trust in the end consumer. So the people that are driving those vehicles and are trying those functionalities, and especially now the new functionalities that came along with the GSR2, it's also a step for the final user of the car, so for the driver, to experience, to get also used to those features and also to get the trust on how to deal with that. I know I have still some friends in my private life that are still hesitant to use those systems. So also here, of course, to increase the trust, to increase the acceptance of those features is very important. We in AVL, we are having such kind of tools, for instance the AVL Drive, in where we can make an independent assessment on how those features are going to be perceived or are perceived from the people, and generate scatter bands that we can use also to somehow to cope with the market requirements, no matter if it is in Asia, in Europe, or in America. And this is giving us, of course, also there the possibility to help our clients to bring those features a bit closer to the final clients, which is great, which is really great. It's a motivation.
Yeah, very good. We had a chance today to do some A/B testing and try it out in the car, and it's not something that you would typically do because you're running your car into an object or toward an object that's not moving. And how did you find that experience today?
It was quite interesting. First of all, because by approaching a vehicle with 15 miles an hour and a very close, I have to override my brain not to brake and let, of course, the vehicle do the job. And the vehicle did the job. So it was of course, a braking maneuver, so which, of course, can also, now in this particular case, this morning was just a fake vehicle in front of us. But if I'm thinking about, it could be a light that is standing in front of the vehicles and then safe. That's why we're using those kind of features. It's also a great feeling. So on the demonstration pattern, it was good because it was also fun also to see the technology really hands-on. Yeah? But on the other hand, just keeping thinking about the fact that those systems are really helping to decrease the accidents rate on roads, and therefore have a kind of a noble purpose, if you want to call it like this. And this is what made me proud, of course, of being part of this team in AVL and also in this domain of ADAS and ID. So it's good.
We talk a lot about L3 and L5, L3, L4, L5 SAE levels of autonomy, but when you get down to features like AEB, they have real impacts to the public every day.
Definitely.
So I think we had, probably 20, 25 successful events, no impacts. And, not only can it save lives, but low-speed impacts can cause a lot of damage to your vehicle. They're very costly. So it's a very real feature that can bring a lot of value to the consumer, whether they realize it or not. And it's always running, which is great.
And the good point is also that from the AVL perspective, we have also to increase our visibility. We have those great technologies in the company. We have also the teams that are able to deploy those kind of systems. And it's also a matter of the organization itself, with conferences, with webinars, also to bring those technologies a bit closer to the end consumer, and also to show that there is a competent professional company acting on the market that can deploy those features. And of course, the resources can all be tight, and to work with a professional engineering supplier can really help to make the last step into the development process.
Yeah. You brought up resources, and that's one of AVL's strengths. We can bring the resources of AVL globally here on projects and really help our customers out that way too. So that's a very good point.
Yes, and this is also something that we are mastering in the tight communication. In fact, also to have the privilege and the honor to be here in the AVL US, so also feeding this interaction among the headquarters and the AVL US colleagues is also part of the journey that we have to go. And we have to go this journey together, and we have to go this journey not only with our clients and towards, let me say, the markets, but we have to run this journey also internally and try to make it happen also among the teams. And that's the reason why it's good that on a regular basis this kind of exchange is taking place. This is fundamental for the development of the technologies of tomorrow.
Excellent. That's one of the things I love about AVL is we're all about bringing technology to a higher level and helping our customers to achieve that as well.
That's correct. And as I said, so it's very nice to be part of this community, this part of those teams, And of course, we have challenge ahead of us, and of course, we are in some situations struggling with different topics. But the mindset of trying to move ahead and try to leverage the potential we have in the company and try to look a bit aside of the plate, and see what is coming next, what is hitting us in the next 2 or 3 years. This is one of the strengths that we are using in AVL, and especially in the headquarters, by setting up a strategy which is going long term and also reshaping the organization in these new areas. And this is, again, for me as a global responsible, it's a pure fun. Yeah? It's these interactions makes really it's a joy to have these possibilities.
Excellent. Well, I really appreciate you being with us today and coming over here and visiting us in the U.S. So it's been a pleasure. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim, and it was a pleasure for me also as well to be part of this interview today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Reimagine Mobility Podcast. If you like this episode, please subscribe and tell a friend.